Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So this special tutorial is made to you guys to solve for the assignment for part 2, which is to calculate the number of stages of distillation column. So hopefully when you are referring to this tutorial, then you'll be able to answer for your assignment part 2. So in order to calculate the number of stages in the distillation column, you need to have several information for let's say you need to have the mole fraction for feed stream, which is XFA, okay, and also XDA as well as the XBA. So these are the important information that you need to have in order for you to draw the graph later on. Okay, so XFA is refers to the mole fraction for feed for component A. D is for mole fraction of component D for component A, and XBA is for mole fraction of component B, mole fraction at bottom section for component A. So if you look at this, okay, this is all for component A. So component A is actually our top product. Okay, the top product. So in the graph, mainly we will use for component A, where in the graph later on you will create a graph which is the axis must be written as YA versus XA, which is you need to use for component A only. So in the assignment, I already give you all of the information for mole fraction for component A as well as component B. But for component B, you need just to ignore that value, because that value will not going to be used in the graph, because in the graph we are just using component A. Okay, so you need to pick the value for XFA, XDA and XBA stated in the question. So the first step, in order for you to calculate the number of stages, first thing first, you need to draw the axis of the graph, which is YA versus XA, and you use the scale, which is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and you proceed until the end of the graph paper, which is 1.0. Okay, so by using the same scale as x-axis, you write down in the y-axis. For let's say if you write down starting from this origin to 0.1, you plot like in 10 small boxes. So in the y-axis also you use 10 small boxes to locate your 0.1 and proceed with the same scale, 0.2, 0.3 until 1.0. So that's the number one step. Okay, drawing the graph with the putting the scale 0.1 until 1. Why is 0 to 0.1 is because the mole fraction must in between 0 to 1 only. It cannot be negative, it cannot be 1 point up more than 1. Okay, so it must in between 0 to 1. Okay, so that's number one. So in the question, it will give you the equilibrium data. Okay, several sets of equilibrium data, which is in terms of x and y. Okay, so you just need to plot all of this data into your graph. So meaning for this x and this y, this will be the first point to be plotted in the graph. Okay, so you need to plot accordingly. Okay, for let's say if you did plot all of this value given in the question in your graph, later on you will get several data plotted in the graph. Normally it will be in curve. Okay, in curve. So what you need to do is just to join all of the point, okay, that you have plotted in the graph. Alright, and then the next step is to draw the 45-degree line. So this 45-degree line, how to plot or to develop 45-degree line in your graph is you mark 0, 0 as 1 point and 1.0 to 1.0, another 1 point, and use your long ruler to join these 2 point straight line. So this will be your 45-degree line. Okay, so you see, okay, coordinate of 0, 0 with coordinate 1, 1. So this will be your 45-degree line. Okay, so next step, okay, based from the question, it gives you the value for XFA, XDA, and XBA. So you just need to put all of the values in the x-axis because this is x value. Okay, so you write down or you plot first where is your XFA according to the question. For let's say this is your XFA. So write down like this: XFA, XBA. For let's say over here is your XBA and XDA here. Okay, so once you locate where is your XBA, XFA, and XDA, next is use your ruler. You try to elongate the line, dotted line, and stop on the 45-degree line. Okay, like this. Okay, so XBA, XFA, and XDA you get from the question. You plot in your graph and then you elongate the line up to 45-degree line. Okay, so that will be the next step. So the next step is to draw the Q line. So the Q line that will be given in the question is it will be written as the Q line is follow the boiling point condition. So when refers to the boiling point condition, meaning your Q line is straight line upwards. So the Q line is refers developed from XFA value. So your XFA, for let's say your XFA, so it stopped at 45-degree line. So using your ruler, as it follows the condition of boiling point, you just elongate the line upwards. Okay, infinity. Okay, so this will be your Q line, which is according to boiling point condition. Okay, so settle for Q line because we refer to the assume according to the boiling point condition. And next line to be developed in the graph to get the number of stages. This is the second important equation, which is ROL. R is refers to rectifying, O is refers to operating, L is refers to line. So rectifying operating line. So this ROL is being developed in this graph by using y-intercept of ROL. So the equation, you just use this equation, XDA over R plus 1. So this XDA, okay, this is y-intercept, meaning whatever value that you get here is the value of y-intercept, where this value, when you get this value, okay, you will plot on the y-axis. So XDA is the value that the question already give you. Okay, you take the value for XDA, and then R is the reflux ratio. So the question will give you the value for reflux ratio. Okay, so you put all of the information in this y-intercept value, then you will get one answer here. For let's say like 0.7, for let's say. So what you need to do is you find where is 0.7. For let's say over here is 0.7. Okay, so you mark here, this is your y-intercept for ROL. Okay, and then next to develop the ROL, as you see here, it is from XDA, right? So meaning the line must be started from XDA, where XDA which stop at 45-degree line that you mentioned before. Okay, maybe this my graph is not really good in terms of not really accurate in terms of range. So I just put like a 0.4 for example. So 0.4 is located around here. So this is your y-intercept ROL. So as previously, okay, ROL, the equation uses XDA. So the number of stages must start from XDA, which stop at 45-degree line. Then you take your ruler, starting from this point, you join the point to the y-intercept ROL. Okay, so for let's say this is your equilibrium line. Okay, so maybe when you draw your equilibrium line in a very accurate, okay, in accurate way, okay, you will get the intersection between the Q line and ROL in the middle of this curve. Okay, so you found, okay, this is the intersection of ROL and this is the Q line. Okay, so you just ignore the middle one because this is just the draft. Okay, so whenever you join the XDA which stop at 45-degree line to your y-intercept ROL where you already calculated before, you will get an intersection in an intersection between ROL and Q line. So from this point, okay, you take your ruler, you join from this intersection point to the XBA. Okay, this is XBA which stop at 45-degree line. Okay, so this line is your SOL. SOL is refers to stripping operating line. So basically in this graph you will have three lines, which is Q line, ROL and SOL. So we come to the end of the calculating number of stages, where the last step is you use your ruler, okay, from this point XDA which stop at 45-degree line, you draw straight line 100 degree, okay, 100 degree, okay, and then go to the bottom, okay, and stop at ROL, and you continuously do the same thing. Okay, go to the left, go down, and then stop at stop at ROL. So whenever you completed the line, like to the equilibrium line and to the ROL, and you will see this is a triangle, right? So if the triangle is complete, this will be your stage number 1. Okay, so you do the same thing, okay, but whenever you determine that when you do the 100-degree line, which is from ROL to equilibrium line, whenever you figure it out where it has already crossed the Q line, then you cannot stop at ROL. Okay, so you need to stop at SOL when it passed through the Q line. So when the line has passed Q line, so this line should stop at SOL, no longer ROL. And then you repeat the same step, go to equilibrium line, go to SOL, go to equilibrium line, go to SOL, until you stop at XBA, which stop at 45-degree line. So finally you can calculate the number of stages, which is the complete triangle, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For let's say for this draft, for my draft, this is 5 stages of distillation column. So this kind of step, we call it as McCabe-Thiele method. So hopefully by using or by referring to this tutorial, you'll be able to get higher marks to solve for your assignment part 2. Okay guys, good luck. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.